Welcome to my inner child meditation. My name is Erin McGuire. Thank you so much for being with me today. Let's start by finding a nice, comfortable seated position. Allow your hands to rest in your lap or on your knees. And just close your eyes and begin to focus all attention onto your breath. Take a nice deep inhale, hold the breath in. And then open your mouth and exhale and sigh the breath out. Inhale, holding the breath in. And exhale, release. And I want you to keep focusing on your breath and imagine a golden light hovering just above the crown of the head. And as you inhale, the golden light comes in through the crown of the head, washes over every single cell of your being, and goes out through the soles of the feet down into the earth as you exhale. Inhale. Imagine that golden light coming in through the crown of the head, washing over every single cell, taking any stress, tension, or negativity with it. And as you exhale, it releases out through the soles of the feet down into the earth. 2 more times. Inhale. Open the mouth. Exhale. And last one. Inhale. Let the golden light come in. And exhale. Let it release out through the soles of the feet down into the earth. Good. So I want to take you through the inner child meditation. And in order to do that, I just have to explain a couple of things. So everybody has if you're a man, a wise man and a wise and a little boy. And if you're a woman, a wise woman and a little girl inside of them. And we want to be able to access both of these in going into this meditation. So I'd like you to use your imagination here and to think of a time when you just felt very connected, very much in the flow of life. Maybe it was when you were in a deep meditation, or maybe you were saying something to a friend and it was exactly what they needed to hear at that moment and they were so grateful and it just came out of you so easily and effortlessly. So I want you to think of a time like that. And most importantly, remember the feeling of what it felt like to just be so connected, so in the flow. And that is your wise man or woman. And I want you to take this wise man or woman to the most beautiful, magical place you can possibly think of. Keep in mind, too, that the wise man or woman might look exactly like you, might look completely different, or might just have the essence of you, but might be dressed differently than you might dress, or that sort of thing. So just keep that in mind as well. So we're taking that wise man or woman to the most beautiful place in your mind that you can possibly imagine. It could be a wide open field with flowers and mountains in the distance. It could be a beautiful ocean with crystal blue water on the most perfect deserted island with the perfect temperature. And it could be a forest, lush and green and thick with moss and dew, little animals running around. So whatever that perfect place is in your mind, it's just magical. I want you to imagine yourself there. So you're taking that wise man or woman to that most beautiful, magical place. And just feel yourself in this place, just surrounded by beauty, completely connected to your higher self, completely in the moment, in the flow of life, and completely feeling the unconditional love that the wise man or woman holds within them. It just oozes out of them. There's no ego, there's no judgment or doubt. There's just perfect peace and unconditional love. And from this place of just pure consciousness, invite in the little boy or little girl into this scene. And just pay attention to how the little boy or little girl enters. Are they excited, happy, nervous, sad, shy? How are they entering into this moment? Take note of what they're wearing, take note of their age, and take note of, again, their temperament. Are they hesitant to come up towards you? Do they feel nervous? Just notice how they are coming into this picture. And as the wise man or woman, I just want you to go up to this little child and just give them the biggest hug you can possibly imagine, just holding them in your arms, if they're open to it, and they may not be, that has happened before. But if they're open to it, I just want you to give them a hug. And just as that wise man or woman, just shooting that unconditional love right into the little child. All the love in your heart, just sending it over to that little boy or girl. Allowing them to receive it, to feel it. Let them sink in deeper into you. Maybe they're now more open for a more full embrace. Let them just melt into you. This is what they've been wanting. This is what they've been asking for. And on some level, this is what you've been asking for, is to just feel that deep, unconditional love that maybe you never received from your parents or caregivers growing up. So allow them to feel this now. And slowly just come to a seated position, and just sit down with this little child. And I just want you to tell them all the things that you would tell any child that you feel so loving towards. Just how beautiful they are, how special they are, how brilliant they are, and really that they can do anything that they want to do. And that they're that powerful, that they're that special, that they really can do whatever they decide to do in their life. And we're going to begin asking the little child questions if they're open to it. So just allowing them to feel comfortable and just begin asking them, is it okay if I ask you a few questions? And by the way, you're having this conversation completely in your mind and your imagination. Allow it to be there. And simply ask them, what do you like to do for fun? Just like you'd ask any kid, what do you like to do for fun? What makes you happy? What are some of your favorite things to do? And then just allow them to answer you with whatever things they like to do. Keep note of those things in your mind. What makes them excited? One thing to note too is that you may not hear them speaking like you hear me speaking right now. You may receive a picture in your mind or a thought. You may have a feeling. Just know that this may be how the inner child communicates with you. So once you've figured out what excites them and makes them happy, let's ask them, what do they need most of all right now? What do you need most of all right now? And allow for the answer. It may happen too that they may not speak to you at this time, and that's okay. They may still be learning to trust you. And so just allow for that. And this is something you can come back and do again and again. And as you do it more, they will learn to trust you. So what is it that they need most of all right now? And go ahead and make note of that in your mind, whatever it is that they say. Maybe it's more love or support or time with you. Just keep note of whatever it is that they say. And let's ask them, if you could have anything right now, if you had a magic wand and you could have anything, what could we give you right now? And again, just waiting for the answer. Beautiful. And then just see if there's anything else that that little child inside wants to say to you. Any last words, any more information that they want to give you. You can ask them questions like, are you scared of anything? You know, what do you feel about your parents? Just waiting for the answer. And then begin to come to a moment of stillness with this child, just holding them in your lap or sitting next to them, and just enjoying this moment that you have with this little child, this impressionable, pure little child. And in this moment, just ask them, is there anything that they want to tell you? Is there anything that they're needing from you in particular? And begin to give them a hug, holding their hands. And again, tell them all of those things that they long to hear, that you long to hear. You know that you're beautiful, that you can do whatever you want, that you're so special, and that you have the ability to help so many people, that you're just this bright, shining, beautiful little radiant joy. And if you can make the promise to them, I'd like you to promise that little child that you will be back to visit again. You will come back and play with them, spend more time with them. Maybe just take a moment to run around with them for a second, showing them your playful side and that you will be back to do this again. And that you're going to do whatever you can to make sure that they get what they need. Let them know that you're going to be the parent for them now. Only if you can promise it. You know, don't say things that you can't fulfill to this child who's already had so much not given to them and promises not fulfilled. So if you can promise it, tell them, I'm going to be the parent for you now. I'm going to be there for whatever you need. Give me signs, let me know, and I promise I'll come back and check on you again, and we'll play together. And then I want you to give them the biggest hug you can possibly imagine, and again, sending all of that unconditional love into that child. Letting them feel your presence and feel you there for them. And then slowly coming back into this time and space, beginning to notice the temperature in the room, beginning to notice the sounds in the room, begin to notice the cushion or chair you're sitting on, and finally, very gently opening your eyes and just coming back into this space. Taking a nice deep inhale, holding the breath. Opening your mouth and letting it go. So thank you for doing that inner child meditation with me. It's really important that you do this several times, especially at first. If it's the first week or so of you doing this work, if you've never done it before, for the first couple of weeks, you want to try to do this almost every single day, if you can. And it's important to remember too that the inner child is basically the same thing as our soul. And so when that inner child is sad or unhappy or frustrated, as the adult, as you are now, you will feel unhappy or sad or frustrated. So whatever that inner child is feeling, you are feeling. So the importance of going in and being with that child, especially if you grew up in any sort of environment where you weren't getting the love that you needed, where there was some sort of trauma in childhood, or maybe your parents were addicts or had different issues, were emotionally unavailable, then on some level you didn't get the love and nurturing and care that you needed, and that's causing problems in your life today. It's causing problems in our relationships too. So we want to really develop this relationship with ourselves and this reparenting of our inner child in order to really be whole and feel complete in ourselves. And that's the beauty of this work. The more you do it, the more you're going to feel really filled up from the inside. And you won't need as much from the outside or from people outside of you in order to make you happy. It'll come from within. So your homework from this is whatever that inner child told you today in the meditation, I want you to go do. So if your inner child told you he or she wants to go dancing, or that's one of their favorite things to do, or maybe swing, or be in nature, your homework is to go do something, if you can, in your schedule today, to go and do something that will make that inner child happy. And while you're doing it, you're thinking of your inner child. And what's beautiful is we want to get back to that essence of playing again, of having fun. So much of our adult lives is spent, with our to-do lists and work and doing all the things we have to do in the day-to-day to be adults and grow up. All these terms, you need to grow up, these terms that we hear, when really there's just this part of us that really just wants to play and enjoy and be in the flow and have fun and run around and be silly. And so that's what your inner child is asking of you again, is to just be silly, to run around, to have fun. So please put some fun in your schedule today. Allow for joy in your life. Try something new. And really allow this inner child to be a part of your day-to-day life. That's what we're going for here. So thank you so much for being with us today, meaning me and your inner child. And I hope to hear from you in the future. If you need any help or assistance with this, I do this work one-on-one privately with clients. You can find me at purelightwellness.com. You can email me at Erin, ERIN, at purelightwellness.com, and that's light, LIGHT. I'm here for you. I'm here to support you in any way, shape, or form. Please email me, reach out. You're not in this alone, and I would love to support you in any way that I can. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you tune back into this meditation often.